Brothers and sisters, thank you, and welcome to another Nature Podcast, and also another edition of EBX Discussion. We're alive and breathing. As I always say, we are back to conquer another day. And I salute those that's been riding along with the brother, because there are many great brothers and sisters out here amongst the ones who are toxic, which is unfortunate, but there are those that for some reason or another either don't want to be aware or not aware. But we can only help those for so long. We got to stick to those that want to grow and want to learn and want to manifest those great things that a lot of us have inside if we take the time and go within. And I honor thy ancestors whose spirit is alive and present and well in many great brothers and sisters, as well as in our families. And may all of our families prosper, and everything we touch turn to gold. And may those in our families that may have passed, may they rest in peace and in power, those that we held dear. And every now and then I'll do that, because there's those in my family that I held dear. So we just keep their spirit strong, because a real, true spirit never dies. I don't care what people say. It's all about how strong we are as individuals while we are here. Because remember, we're going to be gone one day. Excuse me. We're going to be gone one day. So our time will come. So that's why we shall honor those that are no longer with us, especially those that left that mark and put their footprint in this world and tried to make it better before they left. So I ain't gonna get too deep into that, but I just keep things like that in my spirit, a family spirit, That's what that great divine wants, because we want those to do the same for us when we transition, as I said, and that's brother, sister, young or old, within our families and outside our families. But when we are truly connected to one another and being real, we're all family. Maybe someday we won't have to split hairs and figure out who's who. One day, maybe we won't have to do that anymore, But for now, we got to stay in this war, this spiritual war that we are in. Some are aware, and some act like they are aware, and some are not aware. But how do we become aware? We study things. We go deeper into things. We figure things out. We rationalize, So that's why I'm here today. And you already know. And like it says on my title, purifying through nature. And everywhere we go, there we are. At some point, we're going to have to deal with ourselves. That's anyone. I don't care who we are. Whatever truth that we have in our lives, or we're seeking or searching, everybody comes to that truth. It's just a matter of what we do with it. And everybody made mistakes. Everyone has, some of us, a lot of us, brothers and sisters, especially those reachers and teachers that have that fire within, has been through many, many great challenges, is what made us the teachers and leaders we are today. And a lot of us have purified oneself, and when I say purified, I don't mean like everything. We, of course, our mind, body, and spirit is cleansed, but there's always something to work on. So I don't want to make it seem like once we are purified, we have no human emotions or human errors or things of the human flesh. But over time, as we go deeper into thyself, we have full-on control of oneself, and we're able to analyze anything that comes at us, whether it's what? Person, place, or thing. So this is another meditative moment. And like I said, salute to those that have been riding with a brother. Remember, we're not followers. I'm going to bring this up every now and then. We are leaders. We're going to change that narrative. We make the social media. Social media don't make us. It depends on who we are on our platforms. So if you're real and genuine within and connected to that divine, that higher force, Mother Nature, the universe, their realness will come out and it will show. and it will amplify, and it will help those that's connected to you, because that's what it's about. Because if you're tearing a brother and sister down, you're only tearing yourself down. Just a matter of time before it come back. So for those that keep repeating the same thing and expecting a different result, you might want to study the law of attraction and in karma. So if you like living in misery, stay dumb. That's all I can tell you. If you don't want to learn or know anything, then you're going to be forever in misery. So, idling and standing still is not going to get us no damn where. Hating on someone, it's not going to get you anywhere. We have to always, you're going to hear it 1,000 times, we have to go within. So this is another meditative moment, and I wanted to talk about purifying and going into death, because like I've said many times, I suggest, teach, give advice, and just kind of like the urge, stop and smell the roses sometimes and pick a word and study it, break it down, because again, this helps me also, because expressing oneself, whether brother or sister, young or old, is therapeutic. And when you can be your own therapist, you have won, brothers and sisters, because it's not an easy thing to do. But if you have that gift, be thankful and cherish it, and teach someone else how to be their own therapist. But of course, there's things we have to do to be our own therapist. We have to study and research, and gonna come across things we don't know sometimes, Just keep that humble honor in thy spirit, and that great divine will take us right on through. Respect goes a long, long way. First thing we need to respect out the gate is ourselves. And when we don't have hate, envy, toxic, evil, or none of that in us, we on our way. We on our way, because we know thyself. When you study thyself, you won't harbor hate or any wrong things. So, all right, we're going to break down purify. Remove contaminants from thyself. That's a form of purifying. What I'm doing right now, getting out what I have in my system, that's a form of purifying. Extract something from, you extract the good qualities of yourself. Maybe write it down, make a list, make a list of your good qualities, make a list of your bad qualities. And that way you can see them written down, because writing is good too. Reading is good. Keeps the mind sharp. And it puts things in perspective when you see things on paper. It makes it tangible. It's good to go off your spirit too. And because we already know, like I say, everywhere we go, there we are. So we know ourselves. Some of us, unfortunately, lie to ourselves. But when we get by ourselves, that's when we really know ourselves. So it doesn't matter if one wants to, well, it does matter. So, and I'm not, this is for the ones that's outside of our circle, ones that's righteous. I'm not talking about us, those that know what it is to be natural and to purify through nature. So, but those that think they can play God, think they can go against nature, I laugh at you. I always say that. Great divine laughs at you. So, but remember, one doesn't judge, one loves. One lets them see for themselves, because that's one thing, like I said, you can never run from, and that's yourself. I don't care how you in front of. Now I'm talking about this is those that are against righteousness and want to change the dynamics of their physical body, whether male or female, and go against nature and show the world they don't care and I'm gonna be who I am and all this stuff. But folks, when you get by yourself, that's when you truly will feel how you really feel on the inside. Because if you carry any kind of demons within you, when you're by yourself, those demons are going to attack you. When you're fake within, it's going to bother you. You can shove it down, you can ignore it, you can pretend, you can do different things to make you feel stronger and make it push away. You can never push the truth away. It'll always be there, especially if it's something toxic within and you feel within that it's wrong. Those demons are going to eat you up. That's why it's important to be righteous. Being righteous is not a joke. And you can hear me say righteous 1,000 times. It's good. We need to hear it. We need to hear go within and know thyself. We need to hear these things. We need to hear it repeatedly repetitively, repetitively, making my mic skip, getting so passionate. But yeah, we need to hear it consistently, just like all these other things that get pushed on us all the time. We hear all the time. Same thing with positivity. We need to hear these things all the time so it can get buried deep in our subconscious. So, and purifying is just getting out the bad things and trying to be as good and as great as we can possibly be, and pass it on to our loved ones, children, family, significant other, those in our circle, maybe far, maybe near. We try our best, to teach everything good that we learn with our family, work our way out, as I always say. So that was just a little bit of purifying I wanted to kind of touch on a little bit. Of course, we all know what purifying means, but I just wanted to touch on it. And like, I'm going to read that one little phrase again. Remove contaminants from thyself as much as we possibly can. Never, ever listen to the human flesh. The human flesh is not shit at sometimes. We have to listen to that inner power, that inner voice that a lot of us melanated brothers and sisters have. We just don't pay attention to it. So we're going to go through another stage of purifying. Purification means being made pure or clean again, and learning from our past challenges and not letting us hold us back, introspection, but not getting stuck in it, just to kind of keep us refueled. When we think of those things, we power through, brother or sister, young or old. Okay, purification means being made pure or clean again. When humanity fell into toxic, unnatural, opposite of righteous things, because a lot of times, like I say, a lot of us melanated brothers and sisters, you hear me say 1,000 times, we've come through that conditioning, different kinds. We all have come through different kinds of challenges in our life, but a lot of it isn't us. But we also have to still know thyself too. Not everything, a lot of things is the outside entities, but some is us too. And when we know this, oh man, we get so strong, man, within, nothing can stop us. When we know the real truth within ourselves and the outer. So, like I said, purification means being made pure or clean again. When humanity fell into toxic, unrighteous, unnatural things, it tainted everything and everyone and everything about us. We are unable to do anything to make ourselves pure or clean again if we don't try to, if we don't put forth the effort. And a lot of times we have to go to that higher force. We have to go through nature, purifying through nature. It's the most beautiful thing. But to understand nature and know what it's about, to be purified through nature, you have to study, research, you have to learn things, connect to those that have a high degree, of spirituality, not to, like copy them or use nothing from them, but learn from those. That's how we connect. That's what Mother Nature wants. Look at these zebras on my banner. It looks so free, and not a care in the world, even though at any time a lion could come out and probably attack them. But do they look worried? No, because when you're purified through nature, when you're living through nature, you're balanced. We know that nature will take care of us. We don't have to do things to be seen and get attention and change our body to make us feel better, because if we have to alter our physical self, there's something wrong on the inside. If you're not happy with who you are and you want to alter your character and your whole physical self, whether male or female, there is something wrong within. And that's what we have to study, that inner core, subconsciously see what's going on with ourselves before it festers and get out of control. Because now, this is just my opinion, this for those that are outside of righteousness and going against nature. Sometimes we think altering our physical self is the right thing to do, because we feel like we can do what we want to do, because just because we think, I'm talking about those that are against righteousness and against nature and want to alter their physical self. Just because you think it's right doesn't mean it is right. It's up to that great creator, Mother Nature, the universe, has a say overall. There's no getting away from that. I'm sorry. The great divine runs all this shit. So those can do what they want and try to play God. But like I said a few minutes ago, one doesn't judge. One just shows love. But if you want to go against that great divine in nature made you to be, I hope you're ready for the consequences. Because it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Because you hear all of us say it together, say it with me, my reachers and teachers. What we put out, if I can hear everybody say it, is what we get back. So those that go against nature, go against righteousness, think you can go above God, don't cry when the consequences come, because there are always consequences for our actions, whether it's positive or negative. There's always going to be an action. There's always going to be a consequence, but especially if you're doing evil stuff and things that's against nature and against what nature intended for us. The consequences are automatic. Like I said, it doesn't matter if you think it's right. It doesn't make it right. If it's against the laws of attraction, the laws of nature, consequences are going to come. Whether they come soon or later, they will come. And remember those also that think they're above God and are the opposite of righteousness. We're all going to get old one day. So just remember the choices that some of us are making right now. And I'm not talking about the righteous brothers and sisters within our families too, in our circle. I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about those that's just living carefree and toxic and evil and think their life is just, it's going to go on forever. Consequences are on the way. And consequences, flip side, that's law of attraction. That toxic energy you're putting out, altering yourself, your physical body, unpurified, wherever you go, there you are. You're always going to have to deal with yourself. Can't run from it. Even it might not be coming right now. You might be okay, but it's going to come. So why even do that? Why set yourself up to tear yourself down? So that's why it's cool to be righteous, But all we can do, those of us that's reaching and teaching and trying to show those the real way, a more blissful way, a less complicated way, a more natural way, to live a life and to have a better life, a longer life, a non-toxic life or evil is the best way to go. I really don't understand or overstand or understand why an individual would want to be hateful, evil, toxic, want to alter themselves, treat attention like it's crack, because that's what it becomes. When you search attention, it becomes crack. It's like you can't get enough of it, and you find yourself in this vicious cycle. So that's why you have to be careful of this whole social media thing and Hollywood and celebrities and and getting caught up in the hoorah and the gossiping and who's doing this and doing that. We are supposed to be teaching one another and learning from one another. We discuss things, but we got to stick to teaching. And because I always say there are those that are out there that are hurting, brother or sister, young or old. We gotta keep that in mind. Of course, we talk about the toxic things of the world because a lot of us have children. If it affects us, of course we got to speak on it. Our spirit won't let us not speak on it, but we don't let ourselves get caught up into the so-called matrix, quote unquote, because that's the trick within itself too. But and that's how we get when it gets real on this walk. And that great divine will always drop that in our spirit. It gets real at some point and we won't miss things, and we will continue to teach, and we will always purify and try our best to have that purifying spirit to lift those that engage in listening to us speak or listen to me speak. I'm very appreciative, because there was a time I didn't speak. So like I say, speaking is almost like purifying oneself, because you get what's up out of you, especially when it's real. You're not doing things just to be doing it. Like I say, it's therapeutic. If you can be if you are a self therapist, you're able to do that, be thankful. Salute. Because it's not easy, like I say, being a brother or a sister, black man, black woman. Challenge for us right out the gate. That's why we got all these warriors out here amongst the toxic fake ones, because they are out there, because I say so many times, spirituality is not like walking on no cloud. You have to be a little tough too sometimes, but in a righteous way. And let that great divine, unless something is a threat to your family or trying to bring you harm, let that great divine deal with those that are toxic. We discuss them and keep them away from us, but we let that great divine deal with them, because nobody can get around the laws of attraction. So purifying through nature is the best way to go. And like I said a few minutes ago, you can go against the great divine. You can think you're above God. You can do this. You can do that. And you can think you can do what you want to do. Like I said, just because you think it's right doesn't mean it's right. Great divine has a say overall. So if you are doing toxic things and don't care who you're affecting, those demons are going to attack you when you're by yourself, because you can't run from yourself. Truth comes for all of us. So you can't run from yourself, because everywhere we go, there we are. Real talk. So that's my thought. And that's just a little something I wanted to speak on about purifying. And for some of us, and I'll even say me, the purifying process isn't a quick process. Sometimes we have to kind of repurify ourselves again, because this world, this crazy ass world around us, study on purifying ourselves every day if we have to, because things are getting sneakier. So I've said once before, we got to take that discernment up 1,000 notches, because we have loved ones we are attached to, children, family, significant other, those in our circle, so it's a beautiful thing when we can purify ourselves through nature. That's why y'all always see me do nature podcasts, because that's what's in one's subconscious. I always want to stay connected to nature and Mother Nature, that higher force. It's beautiful, because I see what it's like to not live a righteous life, and that's not the life that we don't want for us and our families and our children, because we got to think about the future. We think about the present. We think about the present, but we don't think about the present. We always got to focus on both. It's kind of catch-22, because when I say don't think about the present, I'm talking about those that aren't thinking about the future and just, doing things for fame and money and attention, and just, it's crazy the things people do for money and attention. It's unreal, so. And I don't want to come off like I don't want fame or nothing like that. And of course, money is good, but it's how we obtain that money and how we are about ourselves. And when we get that money, the good things will come out of us. It won't bring the wrong things, and make us transform our bodies and change our natural selves. It's crazy. So, brothers and sisters, as much as we can, stay purified. Look it up. Get it in our subconscious. That's why I like to look up things and read things, especially when they're positive. It gets into our subconscious, so we can eat, sleep, and breathe good energy and none of that toxic shit, and stay purified through nature and deal with all flaws and any so-called weaknesses we think we might have in our body. Don't let it go unchecked, because things that I always say that hide in our body will fester in the future, because how we think does matter how it is on our walk and how we live our life, because this shows we can't hide what's inside, because great Mother Nature will draw it right on out. Remember, I say again, everywhere we go, there we are. So be our true selves, man, the best way we can. So that's my thought. And thank those for coming in to another nature podcast. And don't they look peaceful? Look at those those zebras just free, and that's how we can be that way in our mind, brothers and sisters. But we have to study it, on be consistent with oneself, and it'll become natural. We'll feel purified every time we wake up in the morning. And by the way, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, whatever time zone anybody's in. And like I say, deal with those. I don't want to say, because a lot of us, those that are righteous, we don't have inner demons. We have little challenges. But like I say, everywhere we go, there we are. So deal with ourselves, So we'll be able to, the outside will be a breeze. That's why we study oneself. So we can have a stable life and teach it to our family and our loved ones. So that's my thought. And I give honor to all those that stand strong out there. Salute reachers and teachers. Stay prospering. Those that have been listening, remember, we are leaders and teachers. And I honor your family. I honor my family. I honor my children, their mothers, brothers and sisters all over the world. May you please have the ultimate peace in your part of the world, wherever you are right now. And by all means, please let nothing in this life, I don't give a damn what it is, let nothing stop you. Stay purified and keep oneself stable. Salute.